Title: The Whispering Cellar. Part 1: The Invitation. It started with an envelope, thick parchment, sealed with red wax, arrived at Amelia Hart's small apartment in the city on a stormy evening. There was no return address, only her name elegantly scrawled in black ink. Curious, she tore it open. You are invited to claim your inheritance. Blackthorn Estate. All legal documents have been arranged. Please arrive by October 13th. Coordinates enclosed. Amelia frowned. She had no living relatives. As far as she knew, her parents had died in a car accident when she was 6, and she had grown up in foster care. The idea of an unknown inheritance was too strange to ignore. 2 days later, she rented a car and drove deep into the countryside, following the coordinates through tangled woods and winding gravel paths until she saw it. Blackthorn Estate, a towering, crumbling Victorian mansion surrounded by a decaying iron fence. Crows circled the roof. The windows, black and lifeless, seemed to watch her. Part 2: Arrival. The caretaker, an elderly man named Elias, greeted her at the door. His eyes were pale and almost colorless. "You're the last Hart," he whispered, bowing slightly. "The house has been waiting." "Waiting?" Amelia asked. He didn't answer. Instead, he handed her a heavy iron key and disappeared down the hall. Inside, the house smelled of damp earth, old paper, and something darker, something sour and metallic. The furniture was covered in white sheets. Dust clung to every corner. Candles flickered without wind. As she explored the house, she found strange symbols carved into the wood of doors and floors. In the grand hallway, portraits of her ancestors stared down with blank eyes. One painting was covered by a thick black cloth. She reached to uncover it, but Elias appeared behind her. "Don't," he said, his voice shaking. "That one must remain hidden." That night, Amelia stayed in a bedroom on the 2nd floor. She couldn't sleep. From beneath the floorboards, she heard whispers. Not one voice, many. Low, dry, and constant, as though dozens of people were murmuring secrets just out of reach. She pressed her ear to the wooden floor. "Join us! Join us! Feed the house!" She screamed and leapt back. But when Elias came, the whispers had vanished. "You heard them, didn't you?" he asked solemnly. "What the hell is this place?" "You will understand. In time." Part 3: The Cellar Door. The next day, Amelia searched for the source of the whispers. The basement door was locked, but the iron key fit perfectly. The air grew colder as she descended, candle in hand. The cellar was enormous, filled with broken furniture, shelves of jars containing yellow bones, and dozens of mirrors covered in cloth. The floor was stone, cracked and dark-stained. In the center of the cellar was a second door, small, wooden, and bound in rusted chains. Something scratched from the inside. She leaned close. The whispers returned, clearer now, closer. "Let us out, Amelia. We are your blood." Suddenly, a force knocked her backward. Her candle blew out. In the pitch darkness, she heard breathing. Not her own. Heavy, slow, wet. She scrambled up the stairs and slammed the door shut. Elias was waiting at the top. "They know you're here now," he said grimly. "You've woken them." "Who are they?" "Your family, or what's left of them." Part 4: The Journal. That night, Amelia found a journal in the library. It belonged to her great-grandmother, Margaret Hart. "Our bloodline is cursed," it read. "My husband tried to summon wealth and power using the old rites, but instead, he opened the cellar. The spirits took him first. Then the children. Only I survived, sealing them beneath with blood and iron. This house feeds on sorrow, death, and despair. We are not its owners. We are its prey." Amelia dropped the book, hands trembling. She felt watched. The candlelight flickered wildly. Then she saw it. A face in the mirror across the room. Her own, but smiling with sharp, rotted teeth. She turned to run, but the doors slammed shut on their own. Part 5: Possession. For the next 2 days, Amelia was trapped in the mansion. The windows no longer showed the outside world. They showed different versions of herself. Some bleeding, others screaming, one hanging from the chandelier. The house groaned. Shadows moved on their own. Mirrors whispered lies. She began seeing Elias less and less. When she did, he looked more decayed, his skin cracked, eyes empty. Was he still alive? On the third night, the house offered her a deal. "Let us into your flesh," the whisper said, "and we will let you go." Desperate, terrified, Amelia refused. The next morning, Elias was found hanging in the grand hall. His eyes were missing, replaced with black stones. Part 6, The Descent. Determined to end the horror, Amelia returned to the cellar. She smashed the lock and entered the chained room. Inside was a pit, deep and endless. Around it, dozens of skeletal figures crawled, their mouths sewn shut, eyes glowing faintly. She saw her family, twisted, broken versions, reaching for her. A voice echoed from the pit. "Amelia, daughter of cursed blood, join us. End the cycle. Let the house feed." She held out the journal, reciting the last passage, a banishment spell written in blood. The room shook. The figures screamed. The pit flared with fire. But it wasn't enough. Hands reached from the walls. One grabbed her ankle and dragged her toward the pit. She screamed, clawing at the ground, whispering every prayer she could remember. Just as she was about to fall, everything stopped. Silence. She opened her eyes. She was back in her apartment. Part 7. The curse lives on. It took Amelia months to recover. She told no one. No one would believe her. But the whispers returned. Not from under the floor now, from her own reflection. Whenever she looked into a mirror, she saw them, her family, waiting, smiling. The house had marked her. A piece of it was inside her now. And one rainy night, a letter arrived in the mail. No return address, just a name, Oliver Hart, and a message. "You are invited to claim your inheritance."